All right, so I think we all know why we're here.
Yeah.
It's got to be that Arsenal match, right?
Oh, absolutely.
5 goals against Crystal Palace. I mean, come on, that was huge.
A statement for sure.
But then
Take it over
Saka
here.
goes down, and now everyone wants to know what's going on.
Yeah, what's next for Arsenal?
So we're going to dive deep today, figure out exactly what this injury means for them and what this whole recovery process even looks like.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We've got a couple main sources here.
Yeah.
We've got that express.co.uk article,
Okay.
and that's got some comments from Arteta, which is always nice.
Oh, yeah. Always good to hear from Arteta.
And then, of course, we got to check out Saka's Instagram.
Because what he's saying.
So first things first, the Express article tells us
Great.
Saka's already had surgery on that hamstring.
Oh, wow. So they went ahead and did that.
Yeah. And then over on Instagram, there's that picture straight from the hospital bed.
Oh, yeah.
But the caption is pure Saka. I mean,
Classic.
he says, the majority see obstacles, but few see the opportunities. Recovery has begun, and I'm coming back stronger.
Oh, he's ready.
Yeah. So that's
I love that attitude.
definitely the right attitude. But, you know, it's easy to say all that.
Sure.
But coming back from this kind of injury, especially for someone like Saka, I mean,
Not a joke.
that's not a walk in the park,
No, it's definitely not.
especially with how he plays.
Exactly. And, it's not just any hamstring injury we're talking about here.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about Saka, his explosiveness, his ability to just change direction like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's his game. And it's exactly
Like
what
when
this injury
Impacts.
impacts the most.
Yeah.
And, Arteta mentioned
Yeah, what did he say?
many, many weeks
Mm.
for recovery.
Okay. And in
Yeah.
the article, he kind of expanded on that a little bit.
What did he?
He said it all really comes down to how that scar tissue heals and how quickly he can get that mobility back.
Oh, okay. I see.
But realistically,
Yeah.
what does many, many weeks even mean for someone like Saka?
Right. Well, we're probably talking at least 2 months before you can even think about getting back on the pitch.
Wow.
And even then, it's not like he's just going to be back to normal. It's not just a switch you flip.
Yeah.
Regaining that match fitness and, the sharpness in his movements, that's going to take time,
Yeah.
especially if they don't want to risk him getting injured again.
Oh, for sure. 2 months is a huge chunk of the season.
It is.
And we're not talking about just any 2 months either.
Yeah, this is prime time.
We're talking prime fixtures here.
Absolutely.
This is when points are won and lost.
This isn't some preseason friendly.
Right. This is the real deal.
This is where it matters. And this is where it gets really interesting on the strategic side.
Oh, yeah. How so?
We got to think about Arsenal's whole style of play.
Okay.
Their reliance on Saka's runs down that right flank.
Yeah.
Who's going to step up now that he's out?
That's a big question.
Does Arteta change the entire formation?
Right. And, they just barely beat Ipswich 1-0. Imagine if that had been a full-strength Premier League side.
Yikes.
So I got to ask.
Yeah.
How much of Arsenal's success really comes down to Saka?
That's a good question.
And how big of a hole does this injury leave in their game plan?
Yeah, because it's not just about missing one player. It's about how it affects the whole team.
It's a domino effect.
Exactly. Domino effect.
It really makes you wonder.
What's that?
I mean, does this force Arsenal to look at the transfer market?
Oh, interesting.
Are they going to have to scramble for someone to fill in while Saka's out?
Yeah. Or do they think they have enough already on the team?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is a big question. And, Arteta has this reputation
Yeah.
for developing young players.
He does?
This could be a real make-it-or-break-it moment for someone like Marquinhos.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
He's shown he's got potential,
He has.
but he hasn't really proven himself yet.
Not consistently,
Right, and throwing a young player into that kind of pressure cooker,
with everything that's at stake.
yeah, that's a huge gamble,
Even for Arteta?
even for Arteta, because it's not just about raw talent.
No.
I mean, Saka brings this tactical understanding,
Yeah.
this synergy with the rest of the squad.
Right.
You can't just plug in any other winger and expect the same results.
It's not that easy.
No, it might mean changing the entire attack,
Wow.
putting players in positions they're not used to.
And all of this is happening while the rest of the Premier League is moving right along.
They're not waiting for Arsenal to figure it out.
Definitely not. You've got teams like,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's say, pick a team.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
who's struggling right now?
Oh. How about, I don't know.
You know what? It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. Pick any team.
The point is,
Right.
This injury, as bad as it is for Arsenal,
Yeah.
could be exactly what another team needs to take advantage.
To capitalize on that weakness.
Yeah, exactly. And, other teams are going to be watching this really closely.
Oh, for sure.
They're going to be analyzing how Arsenal adapts, and they're going to try to find any weaknesses they can exploit.
Absolutely. And you know what?
Right.
It's almost like this injury doesn't just affect Arsenal.
Yeah.
It ripples outwards.
I like that.
It changes the whole landscape of the league.
But even with all this talk about tactics and stuff,
Yeah.
it's hard not to be impressed by Saka's attitude.
I know, right? I mean, that Instagram post.
The whole obstacles and opportunities thing.
Like Saka.
He's not letting this get him down.
Not at all.
He's focusing on the work, the recovery, the comeback.
He's turning it into fuel.
Yeah. And that's a really powerful mindset.
Absolutely. And you know what else?
What's that?
While it's a tough break for Arsenal and for Saka himself, this recovery time,
Yeah.
this could actually be an opportunity.
How so?
Well, he can really focus on his physical conditioning, maybe even work on some specific parts of his game.
I see what you mean. So while we're all waiting for him to get back on the pitch,
Right.
maybe this time off is actually a good thing.
A chance to recharge.
And come back even better than before.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a chance to really turn this whole thing around,
Absolutely.
But let's be real for a second.
Okay.
This injury is a pretty big blow to Arsenal's plans.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So before we wrap this up,
Okay.
let's just take a minute to recap everything we've learned about Saka's injury.
Sounds good.
What are the key takeaways here?
Well, first off, we know Saka had successful surgery,
Okay, that's good.
which is great news.
Right.
But we're still looking at least 2 months of recovery,
At least.
probably more.
Yeah.
And like we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
for a player like Saka, whose game is all about speed and agility,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just about the physical healing.
Right.
It's about getting that explosiveness back.
Exactly. And we can't forget that these 2 months aren't happening in a bubble.
Oh, no, not at all.
Arsenal is in the middle of a really intense season,
Every match counts.
and every match is crucial. So Saka being out creates this whole tactical challenge for Arteta.
Big time.
I mean, do they even try to replace his skill set?
Right, because you can't really just swap him out for anyone.
Right.
Or do they have to completely rethink their entire attack?
I mean, it's a tough decision.
And that's what makes this whole thing so interesting.
Yeah.
This isn't just about one player.
No,
It's about the chain reaction this sets off.
the domino effect.
Exactly. Domino effect.
So it impacts their team dynamics, their strategy, even their standing in the league.
It really does.
But as much as this is a setback for Arsenal,
Sure.
it also creates opportunities.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, for other teams to kind of take advantage of their weaknesses,
Oh, I see what you mean.
and for other players on Arsenal to step up and fill that gap.
Right.
Maybe this is Marquinhos' moment,
It could be.
Or maybe we see someone with more experience take on a whole new role.
Yeah. You never know.
This injury creates space for the unexpected.
And that's what makes it exciting.
It really does. It's like this forced evolution for the team.
I like that.
And throughout it all, Saka's staying positive.
He is.
He's determined to come back stronger.
Yeah.
And that's a good reminder for all of us, I think,
What's
that sometimes setbacks can lead to breakthroughs.
Absolutely.
So while we all want to see him back on the pitch as soon as possible,
Of course.
we'll be watching closely to see how this injury changes Arsenal.
On and off the pitch.
For sure, this is a turning point in their season,
No doubt.
and the effects are going to be felt throughout the league.
Like we said, that ripple effect.
This story is far from over,
Not even close.
and the next few months are going to be huge for Arsenal.
They are.
All right, so that's it for our deep dive into BukayoSaka's injury.
And its impact on Arsenal.
We've covered the medical side, the tactical implications.
And the potential opportunities.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.
And keep diving deep.
See ya!